All right, so hopefully you guys.
Scholars, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you.
Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your day. It is Wednesday, so keep it going strong, students. All right. So.
Good morning, scholars.
That live classroom.
What did we tell Miss Johnson and her 5th and 6th grade class? Thank you, Miss Johnson and 5th and 6th graders for reminding us of the Easter message. And hold on just a minute.
So yeah.
Reminding us of the Easter message and
progress. This road right here get a little better after you go a couple miles. Okay. Turns back to the 2-lane thing.
To never leave us nor forsake us.
Raining's not that bad, just that crossing that bridge.
Scholars, we have learner certificates, we have student of the month certificates, we have a lot going on this morning. I did have a few second graders ask me and Mark to pass out learner certificates. Margaret, you have not had a turn. Okay? Come on up, Margaret. So Margaret is going to help with learner certificates, and we have fruit snacks today for those who have met their goals. So listen very closely. Margaret, turn around, face your audience, and loud and clear for us. Noah. Yep. Come on up when you hear the Margaret. Victoria. Congratulations. Tanaya, did she got it? Taquio. He's not here. Ria. Congratulations. Tasia. Here you go, Tasia. Congratulations. Okay. Nehemiah. Who's that? Margaret. Get Margaret out. Come on, big clap for Margaret. Nevaeh. Malani. Emily. Hayden. Summer. Wendy. Come on. Congratulations. Nice job, scholars. All right, let's go ahead and have Ms. McGill come up. Her kindergarten scholars. So a lot of my scholars aren't here today. So I'll just go ahead and start with the ones that are here. Honor. For mastering their skills are Caleb, Noah, Ryan, and Bernard. Fantastic job. Thank you, kindergartners. We'll move on to our students of the month. We'll start with Ms. McGill, our student of the month.
My student of the month
is scholars. Make sure you listen. For having improved behavior and in academic.
My student of the month is Melanie. For academic excellence in almost everything that she does, and I'm really so blessed to have her in my class.
Third and fourth grade, Miss Allen. Scholars, Ms. Johnson, if you cannot hold on to your fruit snacks, I'm going to take it. And it's not coming from the little one.
Okay, well, while they're finishing up chapel, Pastor, how are you doing this morning?
Doing well so far. So far, so good. 15 miles in on day 10.
All right. What are we snacking on? Peanut butter and crackers?
Right now, just crackers.
Oh, okay. You still got peanut butter?
Pardon me?
I said, do you still have peanut butter?
Yes, we're almost finished with jar 3.
Pastor Reeves and Miss Lisa,
Yes.
can you hear us?
Yes.
You can hear us.
Yes.
All right, there. Okay. So we're here with our Ascension Scholars.
Good morning.
And they have some questions.
Wonderful.
I told them we have about 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
To check in with you. So who has a question? I saw Melanie come up, and then Nehemiah. Very brief. So Melanie, ask what question. What question do you have for Pastor Reeves?
How much money have you raised?
Oh, how much money have you raised so far?
I can answer that. You want, or can you see
Can
it?
you answer that? No, I can't see it.
Sure. We're at about $40,217.89.
So, Melanie said thank you.
You are welcome.
All right, Nehemiah has a question next.
Okay.
How has the weather been?
The weather has been very good for me. I like it a little cold for walking. There was one day it was really hot. That was last Saturday. But other than that, it has been very good for walking. I think a lot of other people would think it was too cold for April, but it has been very helpful when walking.
Thank you. Very good questions, Milani and Nehemiah. Tasia, you have a question, and then Kenny, come on up. Tasia and Kenny. Real loud. How far have you walked, Tasia asked?
A little over 200 miles. We are under 97 miles to Cleveland. So it was 312. Can somebody do that math for me? 312 minus 97. I have 97 miles left to get to Cleveland.
I don't know if we can do that math just yet. So a little over 200 miles, roughly, right?
Yes.
A little over 200 miles, 97 miles to Cleveland. Thank you. Thank you, Tasia. Cannon, what's your question? You said how dark does it get at night? Cannon wants to know how dark does it get, or maybe do you walk at night? Do you do any night walking?
No, try not to do any night walking. Try to start at about 6:30 when the sun comes up, and usually done around 3:30, 4 o'clock at the latest. Yesterday was a little later because we had to make up some miles. But no, try not to do any walking at night. Try to sleep through the night so that I can be rested to walk in the morning.
All right, thank you, Cannon. So no, Pastor Reed does not want to do any night walking. Any other questions for Pastor Reed? Sirion, you have one? Come on up. Sirion has a question for you.
Wonderful.
What's your question, Sirion?
How far is Cleveland?
How far is Cleveland from here? Sirion wants to know how far is Cleveland from here?
312 miles.
312 miles. Any other questions, scholars? Thank you, Sirion, for that question. Any other questions? Cadence, you have one? Okay, come on up. This might be our last one, Pastor Reed.
Okay.
And the band, did you have a question? Okay.
How do you feel?
Cadence wants to know, how do you feel? How are you feeling?
I feel really good. At the end of the day, when you stop walking, your feet really do start to hurt because they're swollen from all of the walking. But the rest of my body feels really good.
All right, Cadence said, thank you. Any other questions, scholars? Before we tell Pastor Reed bye for the day? Bye. Any other? Anastasia or Chloe, did you have a question? I saw you two pointing at each other. Don't be afraid. No, questions are welcome. That's why you took these few minutes. I enjoy seeing the scholars. You sure? Yeah. Would you feel comfortable writing it down or whispering it to me real quick? No. Maybe you ask me later and I'll ask him? No. All right. You have a question, Josiah? Last one. Come on, Josiah. We have a kindergartner who will ask the question.
Okay.
Josiah wants to know, how many miles have you walked so far?
A little over 200.
He's walked over a little over 200 miles. He has 97 miles left to go. It is goal. For a total of 312 miles. All right, Pastor Reed. Any teachers have questions? Ms. Johnson has a question for you.
Hey, Pastor Reeves.
Hi.
So my question is, do you have a tool to massage your calf muscles at the end of your walk?
I do have a massage gun. Yes.
Okay. That's a lot of walking. I know the calf muscles tight.
Pastor Reed said yes, he does have a massager for his calf muscles. at the end of the day. Anybody else with questions? Johnny, is that a stretch or a question? What'd you say? A stretch? Okay. All right. Nevaeh, did you have a question? All right, Pastor Reeves, I think that is it. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Blessings on your journey. Scholars, we wave to Pastor Reeves and wish him well.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I don't know that I see any questions right here. I think people were giving the students a chance to answer any questions. So does
Okay.
anybody online have any questions? Anything you want to share with us this morning, Pastor?
To be completely honest and vulnerable, I'm glad we're having this conversation. This last 3 miles was a little scary. So yeah, no, it's great to talk to you.
Oh boy.
That means we survived that. Terry even said it was scary driving, so he knew it had to be something walking in.
What was scary about it? Was it hilly curves?
Hilly curves and a bridge.
And a freeway.
And a freeway.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, it was interesting.
Lauren Thompson says that was cute seeing the kids.
Wonderful.
It was very nice to have them this morning. They joined us after chapel. So, Terry, how does the route look from here? Or have you been ahead yet?
It's going to get better, back to the normal route in about 3 miles. We'll be off the freeway, back on the Route 6, the 2-lane highway.
Oh boy.
But it's going to be going uphill though, because we're going up to Sandusky.
Okay, so we have a lot of praying to do for you guys today.
Yes. That's much appreciated.
How are you hanging in there, Terry?
I'm doing great.
Oh,
Like I said, I just sit here in awe watching Pastor walk past me. I start a puzzle and look up. Matter of fact, this morning I was looking in my mirror and looking for him, and I didn't see him. I look up and he was in front of me. I said, I didn't even see him go by. So it's kind of awesome.
Nick Coster wants to know what's on your playlist as you walk. I guess that can go to either one of you.
I just listen to the Christian radio station all day. 89.5.
All right.
I do not. Unfortunately, I trained with music. I cannot stress enough, music is not your friend. I listen to some worship music while I'm getting dressed in the morning, but on the road, music and the phone really are not a smart move. It really is a matter of life and death. I don't know how else to. I'm sure some people who are probably more seasoned at doing something like this can do it, but you really do need to be attentive and listening to what is coming at you or behind you. Yeah. So you spend a lot of quiet time with yourself and the Lord.
Are you still seeing rumble strips along? I mean, obviously not along the freeway, but are there still more rumble strips in Ohio, or was that more of an Indiana kind of thing?
Yes, I mean, in both places, they come and go depending on where you are. This morning was a little bit, there was a little bit of comfort there. We went through a small town where there were some sidewalks, so that was good. Yeah, but other than that, the pavement and listening out and watching out.
Anybody try to help you out today?
Actually, somebody did, but he was across the highway and we were yelling back and forth. And he promised he would go to walk312.com. So he said anything he could do. but we were shouting across a freeway.
Yeah. Anyone else have any questions for Pastor Bryan? You know, we got cut off a little earlier. How's the peanut butter situation?
We're almost finished with jar 3. So we probably will be cracking jar 4. That might happen tomorrow afternoon.
Okay. Leslie Thompson wants to know, is the amusement park in Sandusky?
It is, but it does not open until next week.
Yeah. Yeah, Larry and Judy, who came out to visit Pastor Bryan, Larry is a big fan of Cedar Point, so he was a little sad that it wasn't going to be open when he went to go visit Pastor, but visiting Pastor was clearly enough.
Yes, we had a good time. And I just want to thank all of you for your love and support. I hope you got to see how excited the scholars are for what you all have been able to do to help raise money for them at Ascension. And we just continue to get attention for Ascension as we work to make sure that we can keep Ascension around for some time and create an environment where they are able to start building their own legacies. So thank you all very much for all of your prayers, all of your donations, all of your sharing. And we just continue in this phase of the journey, and the work continues once we finish walking.
That's right. Nick Coster would like to know, will you be sick of peanut butter when this is over?
I don't know. I am a peanut butter junkie, if you all have not figured out. Actually, before we left, one of our elders, he and his wife who actually purchased it, just kept saying they can't believe I'm going to eat that much peanut butter. And my wife looked at him and said, he loves peanut butter. It just is, I think just takes care of all of the other needs that you need. You have your sweet, you have your crunchy, you have your protein, you have your creamy. To me, it doesn't get much better than that.
And we have learned that it is important to know that Pastor Bryan likes crunchy peanut butter.
Skippy crunchy peanut butter.
Yes, crunchy.
And actually, I got a text from that elder. What was it? The Saturday before Easter on, I think it's America's Test Kitchen. Skippy crunchy peanut butter was rated the best peanut butter.
There you go. I don't know.
So there you have it, live from U.S. Studio Route 6.
I was raised on Jif, so you know.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So I have a question for you.
Sure.
We did this earlier in your trip. What would you say your top highlights are so far?
My top highlights are meeting Jack in McDonald's parking lot and seeing that God would send confirmation that it is about the journey and there's no need to stress out about the details. Allow God to handle that. Go on the walk and be obedient. The vow was given from me to God that I would walk 312 miles. God will take care of the rest in his timing. So it was just beautiful on day 3 to see God send Jack to McDonald's parking lot to confirm what I've been trying to share from the beginning of this. This is multifaceted, multi-layered, and what we're saying is we want some seed in the ground, and we're here for the long haul to back and get attention for Ascension. The other highlight was meeting Bailey at 100 miles, being the first person to ask us if we needed a ride. And then Marguerite seeing me with all of those other people and getting concerned, and then coming on her own to drive by and ask, was everything okay, and interrupting her cake. The other highlights that I have, I hope you all understand the amount of love and support each and every one of you give to this journey. And I hope we all understand that just because you might not be physically walking doesn't mean you're not a part of the journey. I hope that you all give special love to Brian, Mike, and Terry for just being boots on the ground to make sure that your efforts, because we have all sown a seed in a lot of ways, so that we can all make sure that the roles that God is asking us to play in this journey all glorify him. It's, as Paul said, we're all a part of the body. And just because you're not a particular part doesn't mean you're of any less value. And so just cherishing how much everyone is sowing into getting attention for Ascension. And I hope you got a glimpse today how excited they are that folks care about them this much.
So we're having a little bit of a peanut butter war here. Lauren Thompson says Peter Pan Creamy is the only way to go.
I'll have to talk to them about that.
How about Terry? What highlights do you have so far?
Well, I think the biggest highlight I have is how everybody's, I'm out there with my flashers on, and everyone, I mean, it's all kind of people just stops to make sure that I'm okay, don't need no assistance. And they're just so friendly, and it's great. But another guy that was on our drive, I think it was day 5.
Was that Dale?
Dale.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Dale came. He was driving down the highway on a riding war tractor.
Uh-huh.
And he stopped over and gave donations and stuff and talked to us for a while. That was great. So yeah, and the scenery, I just love the scenery. It's just, I think it's my kind of living. I probably need to live out in the country like this. But that's where I'm at. And then going to bed.
Anybody
That's
else
all I have.
Anybody else have any questions for Pastor Bryan or for Terry, or just in general about the walk? Thank you all for joining in today. I'll let you know if any more come in.
Sure.
But is there anything else you want to say?
Just again, thank you for being a part of this journey. It is day 10. We are a little over 15 miles in for the day. We started about 6:30 this morning. And so just, trying to stay on track with our new goal of 32.5 miles a day. Glad to be talking to you. I think we just achieved a very huge goal. I'm looking back at where we came from. And I'm just really excited that in this moment, for those of you who are watching and will be able to see later, to see in real time how excited your love and your support for those scholars and how much that means. And just when the church, when God's people are able to get outside the building and do something bigger than themselves for the next generation, they will take this for the rest of their lives. And that is what God is asking of all of us. And really just, I think it's starting to settle in that this is a journey, and don't focus on the destination. Even as we have learned in the past 2 or 3 days, maybe even a little longer than that, you've got to be willing to be flexible and make the adjustment. We spent the past couple of days doing a lot of math to make sure we were on track, and we even did a little more today. And so just enjoy the journey and see where God takes this, because God is doing some awesome things, and we're meeting some awesome people and being able to put Ascension on the minds and hearts and prayers of people who otherwise would not be praying for Ascension. And so that becomes the joy, because when we come together in prayer and ask God to shake the foundation of heaven on behalf of Ascension, you can't lose.
One more part of the peanut butter war here.
Okay.
Leslie says Lauren has Anthony kindergarten scholarship backs her up.
Lauren has
Leslie says, and she, Lauren, has Anthony, kindergarten scholarship backs her up.
No.
All right. Well, I don't see any more questions at this point. So
All right.
thank you for taking some time. And we are praying for your guys' safety today. And yeah, please be safe out there.
Definitely. And we will be back on for prayer. God's
Yep.
blessings to all of you, and thank you for taking this time.
God's blessings to you guys as well.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about sharing that I can address while I'm on here? Sharing or donating anything on the website? Good morning, Mary. It's snowing out by you? Sorry to hear that. I'll stay on for just another moment just to make sure we don't have anybody who needs any help with sharing or anything on the website. Let me see if I can. All right. Okay, so just real quick here. Let me get this off of here. No, Mary, I do not think Pastor saw any snow today. We don't have snow out here either in Richton Park. But I will ask him because I don't know for sure. All right, just real quick for anybody who is looking for how to donate, this is the website, walk312.com. You can go over here to donate now. Down here in the center is donate, or you can go to next steps. We'll go to next steps because there's some other cool things you can do here. We do have a prayer hub where you can submit prayer requests, where you can also view prayer requests. It does have, if you would like to view the prayer requests, it does ask you, you will need to gain access for it, and it does ask you to, share how you know us or whatever. That is just purely for keeping the bots out of there. So if you just let us know that you're following the walk, I will go ahead and admit you so that you can see those prayers. And then you can also send Pastor Bryan encouragement. It gets sent to his email. So you can either write a little encouragement or prayer for him, or you can also submit a video. So up here is give online, and it's really nice and simple. You can state whether you want to start today, tomorrow, whenever. You can change the date. And then it asks for credit card information. I'm not going to do that at this point. Excuse me. But you can also, it will ask you if you'd like to do it just one time, if you'd like to do it monthly, totally up to you. It's really simple, very quick. So yeah, that's a great way to help at Ascension, along with any prayers are very much needed. You heard Pastor Bryan today. It's been a little bit of a crazy walk the last 3 miles. So any other questions that I can address for you? Our next stream will be at 2:10 p.m. Central Time. That's 3:10 Eastern Time. And we will do our prayer time together, and Pastor Bryan will also be available to answer any more questions. Not seeing any more questions in the chat. Thank you all for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed seeing Pastor Bryan and the scholars. That was so much fun. So we thank Mrs. Reeves for setting that up for us, and we thank the scholars for preparing some questions for Pastor. And yeah, on that note, have a blessed morning, and we will see you in the afternoon. Take care. Bye.